There's a task up here at the quarry I'm gonna go and activate. I have a few vehicles out. I'm just gonna find out which one is the closest, and that's the one we'll use to activate this task. It looks like we'll be using the White Western Star. I'm gonna mark the map. That should do it. I thought I activated all of these tasks as I was scouting. Maybe I did. Maybe you can only activate a certain amount at one time. Maybe it resets. I don't know. My differentials are getting hot. I'll just let those cool for a moment. They probably won't get hot if I gear down. We're gonna need the differentials locked for this rock crawling. Now it's time to get the wheels hot. High gear is not very fast with this thing. It can go a little bit faster in auto. The way that was marked, I thought I had to turn right. I made the curve though. I'm just gonna top off and save what I have in the tank. It is a fact. This truck is pretty good in the rocks. This is a pretty steep incline for an asphalt road. Our exit is right after the bridge. These roads aren't too bad so far. Oops, I didn't mean to hit the e-brake, but we'll lock the disc. It'll make it go easier anyways. That might be better until I get familiar with these roads. These wooden bridges will cook your differentials quickly if you don't unlock them. I thought I was turning right. My map marking skills need work. We might be able to get back into high gear in this section. Here's some metal framing we can salvage. Either the current's too strong or it's too rocky. We're gonna have to hit it a different way. I'm gonna just try driving across the rocks on the left side. That was simple enough. This part almost looks like asphalt. I might would try that special transmission I recently unlocked on this truck, but I don't think you can use it on this one. It could probably tolerate a little bit more speed, but of course more speed with the differentials locked are just going to get them hot quicker. That multi-purpose transmission probably wouldn't give it more speed with the diffs locked because it wouldn't have low plus. That's what makes me think that multi-purpose transmission would not do good off-road, because I think low plus is essential. This truck, it may not be the quickest truck on the road, but it gets it done. It does a great job as a service truck. I know we're not going through the trees. My marking is not that great. I gotta look at that map. It looks like a good road to me. I could probably drive through that water, but I do want to make it all the way up without calling another truck. So I'm not going to try it. This is going to require some diff locks. We're rock crawling in the wild. I'm beating up my truck. I got my ladder snagged. We're going down. The road looks pretty good right here, but there's going to be some rock crawling up ahead. I'm gonna fix this messed up map. We're about to put this old truck to the test. This looks just like a road. I might explore that in the future. Here comes the rock crawling your mama warned you about. If you run over the wrong crack, you're hung by the axles. This is crazy looking. I don't want to come back this way. We're up above the quarry. I guess that road I was talking about I might explore probably goes down to the quarry. We're about to see what this old antique can do. Pretty impressive. If we fell off the top of this, we would roll all the way to the bottom of the quarry. We're almost there. We have these metal beams up here that we can get whenever we need them. Oh, I didn't pay attention to my differentials. That's what happens when you forget them on. We got a lot of damage from that. Quarry Incident. Hi, I wanted to ride down the quarry on my old truck, but it fell. Will you help me pull it out and fix it? I will pay you for that. Okay, let's start tracking that. We're not going to be able to take any shortcuts. That should do it. It's a pretty long way to get down there, but there really ain't no shortcut. If you lob yourself off of the cliff, you might not land on your wheels. Here's our exit. roads aren't bad at all through here. The controller just froze up. I have no control over it. I have to cut it off and back on. Oh my goodness. It takes it a long time to go off when you're holding in the power button. Cutting it off didn't stop it. Cutting it on, my goodness. That was crazy. We're lucky we didn't flip over. At least it didn't happen while I was down in the quarry. That has happened to me before, and I do not know what causes it. It's a charged up battery. These roads are really good around here. This square here is some sort of a time trial. These quarry roads are in great shape. I'm gonna try to hook to it with a winch and pull it up, but chances are I'm just gonna have to drive all the way down there. It's right below us. This probably ain't gonna work. I'd have to have a heavy crane to pull that thing up this way. We're just gonna have to drive all the way around. I just changed the time, made it daylight again. Okay, let's get down there and grab it. We're just gonna pull this thing straight out the same way we came in. This quarry road's in pretty decent shape. You can just pretty much cruise through here and high without worrying. High gear doesn't really seem that slow when you're down here in the quarry. It's a little bit slick, but it ain't too rocky. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that e-brake. I'm gonna have to gear this down and lock the dips. This truck ain't strong enough to take off in high. This is just a little bit steep. We're at the bottom now, but we have to go up a little ways to get that truck. The International Lodestar. We got a wheel off the ground. I'm surprised the differentials haven't already gotten hot. I guess it hasn't because it's so slippery here. Here is the Lodestar. I guess we need to turn around. I'm gonna see if I can just pull it back down onto its wheels first. That'll work. If I don't repair this thing before I put fuel in it, it's just gonna leak back out. We're gonna need more parts, but I have another service truck down at the fuel station. I'll just go ahead and pull this thing on up to where we're taking it to, and then I'll bring the other service truck up. Now I gotta find somewhere to turn around. But I can pull the Lodestar backward. The Lodestar is light as a feather compared to this truck. Now we have room to turn. I'm just going to straighten that up a little bit. That should work. There's just a couple rocks in the road here. I think the Lodestar can handle it. This is a little bit steep and slippery too, but we have differential locks. We didn't have any wheel slip at all. At least now I know the quarry roads are in great shape. Could probably get down in here and back out without all-wheel drive. I think it's safe to put it up into high gear now. It seems to always be raining here in Wisconsin. I think this is where we first tried to pull the Lodestar out from. This quarry has the best roads of any quarry I've ever seen. We've already made it up to the top. I'm going to have to lock the diffs for a second. Let's take a look at that map. That should work. Does it ever stop raining here? I probably don't need differential locks through here. think we can roll on in with high gear. That bounced a little bit. It plowed right through there in high gear. This truck didn't even break a sweat. Over there's the portal. We don't have far to go. It looks like we made it. It won't turn deep enough to get in there in one go. I'm beating my truck up. Does it want to play tug of war? Stage completed. Now we're going to need that other service truck. The old Pacific P12. That might get us there. This is a heavy truck. It has some pretty big wheels on it. You don't have a whole lot of cargo options for this thing, but it makes a great fuel carrier or a service truck. I don't know how well it does at rock crawling, but we're going to find out. It does have diff lock. That mud didn't slow it down any. That stalled it. This truck sounds pretty mean. I'm pretty sure we're going to be taking a right over there on the other end of this bridge. This truck sounds pretty powerful. This is a site where we picked up some metal beams a long time ago, back when we were scouting and we were building these bridges. Here comes the rickety old bridge with chunks missing out of it. But there are a few bridges that are a whole lot worse than this one. Now we're going to test out this thing's rock crawling abilities. We might be turtled. Yeah, I'm gonna have to back off of it. I don't even see whatever I was hung on. And this is rock crawling with a P12. Okay, I gotta bring the other service truck down the hill. At least I don't have far to go. It almost made it all the way up here. I guess that truck's just a little bit tippy. I could have jammed it up in the high right there and kept going. This truck don't stall out in high gear as bad as the P12 does. Whenever I get that P12 back on its wheels, I'm going to leave this one down there. It looked like it was going to stall out right there. We could have turned sooner and went out around the backside of this clump of trees. Okay, we're going the right way. Quad star. This is our exit. We gotta go to the left. We might need some diff lock for this rock crawling. I could probably go a little faster, but I'm being extra cautious because I've already got one truck flipped and I'm planning on flipping it back over with this one. It would be bad to flip this one over and have to call a third one. Oh my goodness, that looks tippy. There's the P12 flipped over. I guess I need to turn around and drive up into the wood line. I probably need to grab a tree for this. It's pretty heavy. I'm gonna have to do something different. It's dug in. I'm just gonna hook to it and see how hard it is to flip. Well, that wasn't bad at all. Now let's get up there without flipping. Low can't get over the rocks. Low minus is even worse. I'm gonna try low plus. That's what it takes. We're doing some serious rock crawling now. We're running over some pretty big rocks. It's not taking any damage and it's not stalling out, so we're doing good. Here's that patch of trees with a road on both sides. This thing rock crawls like a boss if you keep it in low plus. Okay, we're out of the rock crawling. We're making a left turn. This truck sounds pretty tough. It actually is a pretty tough truck. It didn't do too bad on that rock crawling. I think we're almost at the gateway. This is that patch of trees that I thought we was at a while ago. I'm gonna go around on the other side and see how good the road is. It's probably a little bit less smooth than going around the other way. We got it bouncing. It's filling out. I wasn't quick enough. If I could have jammed it up in the height, would have kept going. It stalled. Let's try low plus. There's the portal. It's getting dark on us. I think I'm gonna change the time. That's a little better. The P12 makes a pretty decent service repair truck. Here we are. Okay, let's get this thing repaired. We got to put a little bit of fuel in it. Task completed. Quarry Incidents. Finally, thanks for your help.